There was one vote for Angel Reese, everybody else for Caitlin Clark. This is what's happening. I don't know if somebody comes out and says, hey, I voted for Angel Reese, which it is your, that's your prerogative. You can. Maybe it's a writer who covered her team in Chicago. Okay. It's not the end of the world.
Did you hear about the WNBA vote that's got everyone talking? One person decided Caitlin Clark wasn't worthy of Rookie of the Year. But here's the crazy part. It might not be about Clark at all. We're diving into a web of jealousy, legacy, and league politics that'll make your head spin. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Guys, you won't believe what just happened in the WNBA. One person said no to Caitlin Clark for Rookie of the Year. That's crazy, right? I mean, have you seen her stats? 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. That's not just good, that's rookie superstar level.
Caitlin Clark becoming the 6th ever unanimous Rookie of the Year. This season, it was historic. She had the most points in a rookie campaign, the most assists in any season ever.
But here's where it gets wild. This vote, it might not even be about Clark at all. We're talking jealousy, legends, and league drama. You ready for this? By the end of this video, you'll see how one vote could change everything in the WNBA.
And this is a rookie class that in total had a great year, and especially when you look at the top three.
Caitlin Clark has just been named the 2024 Rookie of the Year. Clark averaged 19, 5, and 8 in her.
And trust me, it's not what you think. This is bigger than just an award. It's about the future of the league itself. Now, let's talk about the player who got that lone vote. What if I told you her performance wasn't even close to Clark's this season? It's true, and it's about to blow your mind why someone would choose her over Clark. Meet Angel Reese, the unexpected recipient of that single non-Clark vote. You might think Reese had a season for the ages to earn that nod, right? Well, hold on to your seats because the stats tell a different story. Let's break it down. Clark's putting up 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. That's not just good, that's rookie superstar level. Now Reese, her numbers are solid, don't get me wrong, but they're not in the same league as Clark's. We're talking a significant gap here, folks. So why would anyone vote for Reese over Clark?
There was one vote for Angel Reese, everybody else for Caitlin Clark. This is what's happening. I don't know if somebody comes out and says, hey, I voted for Angel Reese, which it is your, that's your prerogative. You can. Maybe it's a writer who covered her team in Chicago. Okay. It's not the end of the world.
That's where things get interesting. This vote, it's starting to look like it wasn't about performance at all. We're talking about something much bigger here. Think about it. Why would someone use their vote on a player who clearly didn't outperform the frontrunner? It's like picking the backup quarterback for MVP. When you've got a star throwing touchdowns left and right, it just doesn't add up. Here's where it gets wild. Some people are saying this vote wasn't about recognizing talent at all. It's like someone's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Imagine using your vote not to honor the best player, but to send a message. That's next level strategy right there.
If you really feel like Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year, then just own it. I don't care. I have, my defense there. Somebody thinks Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year, fine. In 10 years from now, do we go, yeah, but she wasn't a unanimous Rookie of the Year? I don't think we're going to care.
But what kind of message are we talking about? Well, that's the million-dollar question. Is it about keeping Clark from a unanimous win? Is someone trying to stir the pot? Or is there something even bigger going on behind the scenes? You know what's crazy? This single vote has people questioning everything. It's not just about an award anymore. We're talking about the future of the WNBA, about how legends view upcoming stars, about the politics behind the scenes that fans don't usually see. And here's the kicker. This might be just the tip of the iceberg. If one vote can cause this much drama, imagine what else might be happening that we don't know about. It's like pulling on a loose thread and watching the whole sweater unravel. So we've got Clark, dominating the court like a veteran. We've got Reese, solid, but not quite at that superstar level. And we've got this mysterious vote that's got everyone talking.
If we're going to follow what you're laying down, then they should be coming out and saying, yeah, I voted for Angel Reese. Well, if you want to be the outlier, then come out and say, hey, I mean, you want attention? Here's your chance.
But you know what? This story's just getting started. You think that lone vote was strange? Wait until you hear who might be behind it. We're not just talking about some random decision anymore. This could be a calculated move by one of the WNBA's biggest names. And her reasons, they might surprise you. Let's talk about A'ja Wilson. If you follow the WNBA, you know she's not just a player, she's a legend. We're talking about a superstar who's been dominating the league for years. But here's where things get interesting. Wilson just made history herself, becoming the first player since Cynthia Cooper in 1997 to win the MVP award unanimously. That's right, all 67 votes went to her. Impressive, right? But what if I told you that this unanimous win might be connected to the Caitlin Clark controversy? Some people are saying Wilson might have felt threatened by Clark's rising star. Think about it. A rookie coming in and shaking up the league? That's got to make even the biggest stars a little nervous. Now, here's where it gets wild. There's a theory going around that Wilson might have had a hand in that lone vote against Clark for Rookie of the Year. The idea is that she didn't want Clark to get a unanimous win like she did. It's like she's saying, there's only room for one perfect record in this league and it's mine. Imagine that for a second. A WNBA legend feeling so threatened by a rookie that she'd go out of her way to mess with the voting. That's not just competitive, that's next level stuff. We're talking about protecting legacies and controlling who gets to be called the best. But here's the thing. This isn't just about awards anymore. This is about the whole power structure of the WNBA. One insider put it this way. This was a power play pure and simple. Wilson wanted to keep Clark from grabbing a unanimous Rookie of the Year and becoming the only player in the league with that kind of perfect record. And you know what? They might be onto something. Think about it. Clark's not just any rookie. She's a phenomenon. She's bringing in fans, media attention, and shaking up the whole league. For someone like Wilson, who's been the face of the WNBA for years, that's got to be scary. There's even talk that this goes deeper than just Clark. Some people are saying Wilson's past comments about player favoritism hint at a bigger issue. It's not just about one rookie, it's about race, recognition, and who gets to be the star of the WNBA. One fan summed it up like this. Caitlin Clark might be the hottest name in the WNBA right now, but Wilson's still the queen. Anyone tries to step on her turf, they'll find out fast who's really running the show. Now, let's be clear, we don't know for sure if Wilson had anything to do with that vote, but the fact that people are even talking about it, that shows you how much power and influence she has in the league. And it raises some serious questions about what's going on behind the scenes in the WNBA. Forget about Wilson for a moment. This whole voting drama, it's opened up a can of worms that's way bigger than any single player. Fans are losing their minds, and it's not just because of Clark, it's because this vote might be showing us the real face of the WNBA, and it's not as pretty as we thought. Let's talk about why this one vote has got fans losing their minds. It's not just about Clark not getting a unanimous win. It's about what this vote means for the WNBA as a whole. People are questioning the league's integrity, and that's a big deal. Fans are furious. They're calling out the unfairness of that lone vote against Clark. But it's not just about fairness anymore. It's about trust. People are starting to wonder if they can believe in the WNBA system at all. And you know what's making it worse? The WNBA's not saying a word. Their silence is like fuel on the fire. Every day they don't address this, more people are coming up with their own theories about what's really going on. Even Sue Bird had to speak up. She said people might be getting the wrong idea about how players feel about Clark. Bird's exact words? Caitlin will go down as the one who made the change, this pivotal person. She's trying to tell us that all this competitive talk isn't hate. It's just part of the game. But here's the thing, Clark isn't just playing the game, she's changing it. You want to know how much impact she's having? Try a 183% increase in viewership. That's not just good, that's game-changing. Clark is bringing eyes to the WNBA like never before. So why would anyone want to mess with that? Maybe it's because change is scary, especially when you're used to being on top. Some of the league's big names might be feeling the pressure. They're seeing this rookie come in and shake things up, and maybe they're not ready for it. This vote, it's showing us the cracks in the WNBA's foundation, and it's making people ask, what's more important, protecting the old guard or embracing the future? Because right now, it looks like someone's trying to hold on to the past instead of welcoming the new era Clark is bringing in. Think about it. The WNBA's been fighting for respect and attention for years. Now they've got a player who's bringing all of that and more. You'd think they'd be celebrating, right? Instead, we're seeing this behind-the-scenes drama that's making fans question everything. Bird tried to smooth things over, saying all this competitive talk is just part of the game. But is it really, or are we seeing the first signs of a league that's resistant to change, even when that change could be exactly what they need? Here's what's really wild. This one vote might have done more damage than whoever cast it could have ever imagined. It's not just about an award anymore. It's about the future of the WNBA. Are they going to embrace new stars and the attention they bring, or are they going to cling to the way things have always been? The league's at a crossroads. They can either use this moment to show they're ready for the future, or they can keep quiet and let the doubts grow. Either way, one thing's for sure. The WNBA will never be the same after this. All right, let's break this down. We've got a wild vote against Caitlin Clark, a possible scheme by A'ja Wilson, and the whole WNBA shaking in its boots. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about Clark anymore. It's about what the WNBA stands for. Think about it. One vote turned everything upside down. It's got us all wondering what's really going on behind those closed doors. Are the big names scared of new talent? Is the league ready for change? Sue Bird said it best. Caitlin will go down as the one who made the change, this pivotal person. But change isn't easy, especially when you're used to being on top. Here's the truth. One vote didn't just mess with an award. It changed how we see the whole game. The WNBA's at a crossroads, and we're all watching to see which way they'll go.